Hey, it's me, Bobbert, and this is another one of my whenever podcasts, and this time is about the Nintendo Direct that came out in February 9th, 2022. And well, the main game I want to talk about is Klonoa, uh, but I do want to talk about like almost every game that was on the Nintendo Direct, just a little bit. But this main topic would be about Klonoa, since I'm a huge Klonoa fan, and they announced a remaster of the first two games. But before we get to that, let's go on down the line of almost every game, mainly because some of the games I'm just not either interested in or we already know enough information. And usually I don't jump on the bandwagon on Nintendo Directs. I mean, I've made a few videos here and there, but usually I just talk about the individual games themselves, or not talk about Nintendo Direct in general. But this time it seems like a pretty special Direct, probably one of the best Direct ever, at least in my opinion. And even though all the games doesn't super excite me, I can look at this Direct and I can see that there's at least a few games that everybody would enjoy. And let's start with the games that they open with, and that's Fire Emblem Warriors, Three Hopes. This is another Tecmo Koei Dynasty Warrior game. Uh, they made Fire Emblem Warriors in 2017. That was both for the Switch and the new 3DS. I'm not sure anybody remember that version. And then, of course, they ported Hyrule Warriors, then made Age of Calamity, and now this is the new one. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a good game. I like those games, but it's not really a game series that I get every time, because for the most part it feels the same. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more differences compared to the other Dynasty Warrior games, but for the most part, this is the kind of game that I just get one for each console release, and not much more, maybe two. But anyways, on to the next game, Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot, or Reboot Camp. Pretty much we got some more information coming out in April, and we'll have some online components and create, their own levels that you can share. That's pretty cool. It's a game I want to get, but there's so many games coming out. I pretty much got to pick and choose which one I will get and which one I will skip out. So maybe I can get that game, sometime in the near future. Uh, Next is probably the biggest surprise in this direct is Mario Strikers Battle League. I'm assuming it's being developed by uh, Next Level Games. Sorry, that kind of I kind of blinked that down for a moment, but I'm pretty sure it's made by those team that made the first two Strikers game, one on the GameCube and the other one on the Wii. They didn't really say, but I'm assuming it's on Next Level Games. But this game is looking pretty good. Usually I'm not interested in these multiplayer games, but it does look pretty fun, and it makes me wish that Nintendo would take this kind of approach in their, in the 3D Mario games, where it's a bit more edge to it, because the characters in Strikers gets more aggressive, and pretty much if I imagine if a Mario game like that, a 3D platforming Mario game, it'd be a bit more like Sonic Adventure. But anyways, that's another game I'm keeping an eye on. Then they show more of Splatoon 3 Salmon Run. Looks pretty cool, some new stuff. Pretty sure my buddy TWK is excited for this game. I'm pretty sure it's coming out in the summertime. I don't remember if they gave out an exact date. But anyways, then they announced Disney Speedstorm. Well, by the way, I'm sorry if I'm skipping the game that you're interested in. It's not like I think they're bad or anything. It's just that, I try to make this video short and just talk about stuff that really caught my eye. This racing game looks kind of fun. With all these DC characters, I usually don't go after licensed games, like this. But I don't know. I wait till Black Mage Benjamin, another YouTuber, you know, look at this game. I'm pretty sure he's gonna review it, like in the future. Then they announced Chrono Cross Remaster, pretty cool. I mean, not usually a huge RPG fan. I mean, I like the genre, but I don't collect every RPG out there. Mainly because it's too time consuming. Which it's pretty good if you want to get your money's worth. But I think people, if I correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like people are more interested in the Chrono Trigger series rather than the Chrono Cross series. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're still excited, but usually Chrono Trigger would be the one they talk about the most. And then they show more of Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Pretty cool. It seems like it's becoming a bit more like Super Mario Odyssey, where Kirby can take now these objects and have temporary special abilities. Again, the game looks pretty cool. Coming out in March, definitely go to get that. And then, another big, well, it's not a surprise since we know this game's coming out, but it's kind of surreal seeing a PlayStation developed game coming to the Nintendo Switch. That's MLB The Show. Pretty much you got the pretty much the Switch shader and picture. I gotta mispronounce this. Shoki Otami. He's pretty much the modern day Babe Ruth that he can pitch, and he's also a good hitter. And well, the game kind of looks a bit rough, but gameplay's not final. It says on the bottom of the screen. You're gonna see that a lot in that Nintendo Direct. But I think it's pretty cool that you're seeing the PlayStation logo on a Nintendo Switch game. A bit surreal. The only Nintendo game that's on PlayStation technically is the Wonderful 101 and Fatal Frame 5, but Nintendo, I believe, didn't have any involvement of publishing that game. And now come to the part where they announced Klonoa 1 and 2. They're both remastered, and I want to talk about this quite a bit because this is the game I'm most excited for, and I don't know, it's a series, it's one of those series that, is pretty good. Everybody talks about it, but it doesn't do well sales-wise, and it takes forever for another game to come out. Some series, struggle to get that next game out or an actual sequel, and usually they get like remasters like this sometime by itself, like the Nintendo Wii version, and or in a collection like this. And I can't wait to play this on my Nintendo Switch. I'm not sure if this is a console exclusive or if it's coming out on PlayStation 4 and 5. I mean, it'd be a missed opportunity to not have a PlayStation version. And if it's a Nintendo exclusive, then it's kind of weird seeing all these, once PlayStation platform icons going, to other consoles or being owned by different companies, like Microsoft, Xbox now owns Crash Bandicoot and Spiral. And even though Klonoa is not as big or famous as, those two, it's still, many people still see Klonoa as a PlayStation mascot of some sort. But anyways, I really do hope that people, give this game a try. I feel like this might be the last chance that, the Klonoa series might get. I mean, if this sells pretty well, I'm pretty sure they might make a dead game, in a distant future. Uh, let's see. I'm sorry, I was trying to think about what I was going to say. I'm pretty sure I had something else to say. Anyways, I guess I'll come back to it if I think about it again. This is pretty much unscripted, with little notes here and there as usual. But anyways, I'm really excited that. Oh yeah, if you, I want people to actually get into the franchise. When Metroid Dread came out, I've been hearing, Metroid fans, some of them saying, oh, you should buy the games even if you're not interested in it, or, basically what they're saying, tell them to buy the game so, so the Metro series can drive. And, I understand that sentiment, but, I don't like that mindset because it pretty much tell you, buy this thing I like and not actually, buy this thing because it's a good game and you might become a fan of it. I say, if you're a fan of 2D platformers, then I think you should definitely give this game a try when it comes out. Check out reviews on it on YouTube. I made a retrospective reviews on both Klonoa games, the first one versus the original PlayStation version and the Wii version. By the way, this remaster of the first one kind of combines the PlayStation 1 and the remake, as in they used the character design for the PlayStation Klonoa, while the actual levels and backgrounds looks like it's from the Nintendo Wii version. While Klonoa 2 looks a bit more polished, but still the same. It's like if they modded the Klonoa Wii version and make a Klonoa 2 fan game out of that. I mean that as a compliment, not like it looks cheap or anything. It looks pretty good from what I see. But, I want people to actually be interested in the franchise. I mean, if you're not interested, then, so be it. I don't want you to buy something that you're not interested in. But, it's great to see Klonoa get this next opportunity. It comes out in July. Definitely go to, buy a physical version and maybe even download a digital version and probably give the physical version, either keep it as a collectible or, give it to one of my niece or nephew who might be interested. They're usually like platforming games, like Sonic and Mario. So maybe, they might find some enjoyment into that. Anyways, the rest of the Direct, Portal 1 and 2, pretty cool. Pretty sure that's another game that TW loves. Nintendo Switch Sports, that's another big surprise. I guess it's technically a sequel to Wii Sports rather than a remake. I mean, Wii Sports Club for the Wii U is I guess a remaster or an upgrade. Well, this one is technically a sequel, even though it's a sports game. It's pretty much the same. The one thing that interests me in that Wii Switch Sports is the online, the battle royale for bowling. That looks pretty fun, and the use of motion controls. They're gonna have a leg strap that comes with the physical version, so you can kick the giant soccer ball in the goal. I hope they use more motion controls like that, especially with the Ring Kong, from Ring Fit Adventure, that big Ring Kong. Sorry about that. Just let me get some water real quick. Yeah, I've been making videos, but I'm still not used to talking that much. But anyways, next game is Earthbound 1 and 2 finally on Nintendo Switch. Well, I mean, Earthbound Beginnings and Earthbound on the Super Nintendo, which is Meta 1 and 2 respectively. I mean, it was a big announcement originally when it came out on the Wii U. Now it's just, basic stuff. I think people were wanting an announcement of Meta 3 being localized, which, they probably should have teased that a bit more. I don't know, maybe they're saving that for the Nintendo Direct at E3. Who knows? But anyways, it was a decent announcement. And the final two stuff, Mario Kart 8 DLC is going to have six waves with 8 courses each. That's 48 courses racetrack. Didn't say anything about adding new characters. It'd be cool to add, like one new character for each wave. Maybe add in Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong. Maybe even Pauline, Kamek. Can't really guess on the other two. Funky Kong, I guess, and maybe even King K. Rool. But then again, they probably want to add like another Nintendo franchise. Like like Samus from Metroid, or any other characters like that. That also would have been cool. But right now it's just a track. The whole wave is cost, I believe, like $25, and it's free for those who own the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, which I already have. So that's pretty much free. Well, extra stuff for my online service. But I think other people who don't own the expansion pack just gonna buy the DLC by itself, and I understand that the games they have, or the extra games they have on there for the Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis is it's okay, but they're really disappointed of how the Nintendo 64 games prey on that service. But that's probably another topic for another time. And the next game they presented is Xenoblade 3, or Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Not really a big fan of the series personally, but from a casual viewer perspective, it looks like it's a pretty big deal. Like, if you don't know the sales or how big the franchise is, you probably think it's a one of Nintendo's big titles. And I guess in a way it kind of is, except that it doesn't really, sales wise, it doesn't really match up with Mario, Zelda, even Metroid at this point. But it's still a pretty cool series. I think the fans are really excited about that. So I think if you're not interested in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, or the series itself, then it's probably a bit of a disappointing end. But even if I'm not a fan of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and I thought that's a nice way to close out the presentation. Not for me, but it still looks pretty cool, and hopefully the series gains more momentum because of it. So pretty much that's my thoughts of the whole Nintendo Direct thing. Really want to make this video mainly because of Klonoa itself, because that is a series I really like. I really got into because all these YouTubers on the internet. I forgot specifically who. It's kind of I watch all these YouTubers talk about these games every now and then, and Klonoa is not really talked about too much compared to other game franchises, but when it does, it feels like they really want to talk about it, and not because it's some algorithm or try to keep up with the trends. Like when they talk about Klonoa, they're actually fans of the games themselves. So hopefully, I mean, like 2022 looks like it's going to be a wonderful year for video games. And that's just on Nintendo by themselves. That's not even including what's coming out for PlayStation or Xbox or PC. So 2022, I'm excited for it. And I can't wait for what Nintendo have anything else in store. Maybe the new Legend of Zelda game might come out by the end of 2022. Who knows? But anyways, hopefully you enjoy this video. This is me, Bobbert, and check out my other stuff like retrospective reviews and Festus reviews. I catch you guys later.